and welcome to
Wake Up Kaingaroa.
I'm Holly Ryan.
And I'm Daria Ward. In today's stories, a new crime wave is sweeping the country in the form of woolen graffiti. Scientists have invented an invisibility cloak, and we help them to find it. And the latest in weather around the country. But first, a story that will turn your world upside down.
If you think the world is getting more topsy-turvy than ever, then you're right. Builders in Germany have built an upside-down house, and before you think that they might have read the plans upside down, they were supposed to do it. The WakeUpNZ house was built as a tourist attraction, and as well as being a comment on the state of the world. The house is 23 feet tall and it rests on a roof and has steel beams in the attic. Inside the house, there are beds screwed to the ceiling, upside-down wardrobes, upside-down kitchens, and even upturned bathrooms, although it's not known that if anybody has tried to go to the bathroom in it, or the toilets. Normally the house like this would take 3 weeks to build. This one took over 4 months because the workers keep getting confused by the strange angles of the walls, and many tourists have been visiting the house and complaining about feeling sick and dizzy just after a few minutes of being in the house. So now we go across to Savannah Wasink, who is inside the house now. How are you feeling, Savannah?
Sinead, and I'm feeling a little bit topsy-turvy just thinking about this. So what made you decide to build an upside-down house?
To see what it's like and to be different to other people.
Thank you. What comment do you feel the house makes about the state of the world?
Up and down and all muddled up.
What are some of the challenges living in an upside-down house?
When you're cooking dinner and you put oil in the pan and it all falls out.
Thank you. Well, thank you so much for joining us. I'm Savannah for Wake Up Kaingaroa News. Back to you, Daria, in the studio.
Thanks, Savannah. Even watching that makes me feel like vomiting. And now for a story that is truly out of sight. Look out, Harry Potter, the world of science is catching up to the world of magic. Scientists in Europe have created a 3D invisibility cloak which can hide objects by bending light waves. It has been found that light can be controlled using special tiny crystals that make objects disappear. So far, scientists made small objects such as coins disappear, but hope that it won't be long before they can hide cars, planes, and even people. People have always dreamed of making themselves invisible. One top scientist says, "The possibilities are endless and we are very excited." However, since inventing the invisibility cloak, the scientists have been having troubles finding it. As soon as they put it down somewhere, it just disappears. The inventor of the cloak said, "It appears they are having trouble finding other things, too, like their lunch, which they think may be underneath the cloak." What will this invention actually be used for? Hoping to see through the reasons behind the invisibility cloak, here is our on-the-spot reporter Imogen with more on the story.
Hello, I'm Imogen, and here with me is Emily. Emily? Oh, hi, Emily. Emily is one of the scientists behind the invisibility cloak. Hi Emily, thanks for joining us here today. What made you want to invent this invisibility cloak?
Well, I got sick of getting caught from Mum sneaking lollies out the fridge, so I thought that something should be done.
True. Can you show me how it works? Yeah. Okay. What do you hope what will happen to the cloak?
Well, I don't know. It can be used for anything. You can use it for hide and seek, sneaking lollies out the fridge, anything.
How old were you when you invented the invisibility cloak?
I was 11.
Okay. Well, that makes everything much clearer. Thanks for joining us. Back to you, Daria, in the studio.
Thanks, Imogen. Now it's time to take a look at the stock market with our business reporters, Gina and Summer.
Kia ora everybody, let's have a look at what's fresh in the stock market today.
Prices in used cooking grease have gone through the roof as oil prices soar around the world. There is even some talk of a black market operating in this country, run by greasy rustlers who are stealing used cooking oil from fish and chip shops and fast food restaurants. Some experts are saying that any valuable used cooking oil should be collected and kept in the fridge.
Also going up this year is a new bacon flavoured toothpaste created by an American company tired of that refreshing minty taste. Now your breath can be pork fresh while your teeth get a dentist approved once over. That same company also makes bacon flavoured dental floss, soap, bacon bandages and even bacon air freshener. Is there anything bacon cannot do?
So there you go. Invest in oil and pork. That seems to be the advice of the most brokers today. And this is making me a little bit hungry. Back to you at the news desk.
Well, here's for thanks Summer and Gina. And now here's for an interesting yarn. A new wave of graffiti crime is covering the country thanks to an underground gang known as the Midnight Knitters. These wool-raving criminals are covering trees, branches, lampposts with small jerseys and scarves under the cover of darkness. Police say that the knitting activities of the gang are illegal because the woolly criminals are being done on public property without permission. The popularity of the woolen graffiti is growing and more public objects are being wrapped up every night. But the problem is growing. Police say that the yarn is warn the Midnight Knitters that if they aren't caught soon, every tree and lamppost in traffic light in the country will be warmly dressed for against the code. The problem is spinning out of control. They are a close-knit group of dyed-in-wool criminals. We are stitching together for the case, but it's not streamless. There is no pattern to the crimes. The police spokesman said today, so far the criminals knitters have escaped arrest and are continuing to pull the wool over our eyes for both the public and the police. We go now to a secret location with our investigators reporter Emma, who has an interesting interview with one of the Midnight Knitters gangs. Over to you.
Thanks, Holly. I'm Emma, and joining me in this top secret location is a few of the Midnight Knitters gang. Hello, Kat, Kitty, and Kit Kat. What led you into the dark underworld of knitted graffiti?
Well, all my family members are famous knitters, so I decided I'd like to be a famous knitter too.
Do you see yourself as a criminal? Why or why not?
I don't see myself as a criminal because all we're doing is decorating the town in beautiful colours.
Apart from trees, lampposts and traffic lights, what else would you like to graffiti with your woolens?
People, cars and places.
We know that what you do during the night, but what about what you do during the day?
Well, we just act like normal people walking down the street, and we disguise ourselves as normal people.
Thanks for your time, Kat, Kitty and Kit Kat of the Midnight Knitters gang. Now we go over to Taylor and Megan with the weather update.
Thank you, Emma.
Robert, what are you doing? I can't say it. No, I can't.
And good evening. New Zealand's looking... New Zealand. Let's have a look at tomorrow's weather. Starting in the far north in Kaingaroa, look out for some pretty flash flooding and raindrops as big as your head. If you're going outside, wear a hat. Moving down to Auckland, there'll be a mix of fair conditions and unfair conditions. But those are the conditions and you'll just have to accept them. There will be no weather at all from the Bay of Plenty. It's taking a short holiday, but it's expected to be back for the weekend. In Napier and Hastings, the weather will sometimes be changeable and sometimes not. We have really no idea what will happen there. In the Taranaki, a mild desperation brings with it a very dull day with no highlights at all. It'll be overcast and gloomy all morning, but things should cheer up by the evening, so don't worry, everything will be fine. Wellington will have another capital day. There will be no wind at all and the day conditions will be so pleasant they'll actually be extreme.
In the top of the South Island, Kaingaroa can expect to have a good day, meeting friends for lunch, going for a swim and reading the newspaper. But try to stay indoors as the weather will be just terrible. A real mix for Christchurch, which will have some unreasonable rainfall, some sensible wind, moderate thunderstorms and some very angry snow. And in the lower south, the Needham will be frosty, cold and unfriendly until late morning when the sun will pop over for a visit. Everybody likes the sun. That's all from us. Remember, if it's raining outside, that's the weather for you. Good night, New Zealand. Now it's back to the news desk with Holly and Daria.
Thanks, Megan and Taylor. Finally tonight, it's time for 2 Minutes with Savannah. And who have you got with you today?
Hello everybody and welcome to 2 Minutes with me, Savannah. Joining me today is Emily, who has just won the Burlington Liars Club World Cup, which is a contest to tell the wildest, most outrageous lie and get away with it. So hello Emily, what was the lie you told to win the Liars World Cup?
Well, I told the truthful lie of living on the moon and driving my red sports car all the way to the sun and back.
Do you lie all the time, or is it just when you're competing?
Oh no, I'm very honest all the time. I never tell lies, I only tell little fibs.
Are you lying to me right now? Can anyone trust a thing you say if you're the world champion liar?
Oh no, I'm being very truthful right now. You can even ask my best friend, the President of the United States.
What's the biggest lie you've ever told?
Well, I once told a friend that I swam all the way from Australia to the Antarctic in a solid gold swimsuit.
Well, thanks for joining me. I'm Savannah. Back to you at the news desk.
Thanks, Savannah. Well, that's all we have time for tonight. Hope you enjoyed our broadcast.
Thank you all for watching and we'll see you again next time. Until then,
goodbye and good night.